What is up, everybody? As you can see, we are back in Colorado. It is it's almost weird filming here since I was down there for so long, but it is nice to be back. I have been playing catch up is an understatement, but when I first got here, I organized the shop a whole bunch and then tried to schedule a whole bunch of customer stuff that I need to get done. But I have been excited about the RX-7 and trying to get some stuff for it, so I ordered some parts for it, and I've got a couple little things that I want to do today. Well, I guess not a little things, they're kind of big. I'm gonna go ahead and put the hood and the front nose back on. Now to do that, I'm going to have to somehow attach these panels, these are the old headlight panels, to this front nose here. I'm thinking that's gonna be the easiest way. Right here, it's like, it's not hitting on the turbo, but it's gonna rest just right above the turbo. I was mocking this up when I first made it, but I was thinking that I was gonna need to do this first and then the hood. Well, to kind of get an idea of like how this is gonna lay across here, I need to kind of get this at the right angle as well, because this right now can just flop all around. So unfortunately, this stuff is gonna have to get notched in the hood to fit, because so from right about here back, it does not fit. Everything sticks up above the hood. So for now, I think what I'm going to do just to get the hood back on the car is cut around everything and then set the hood on there. I got these nice 3/8 quick latches for it. They say they hold 500 pounds a piece. Hopefully won't have any issues with that. So for anybody who doesn't know, these hoods normally open backwards from factory, so the hood latch is actually up here, which I'm going to keep as long as my fuel pressure regulator isn't in the way, but I believe it should still latch like that. That will be nice. And then I'm going to end up putting my hood pins somewhere right here down to this tube, so I may have to cut this bracket a little bit or do something different with it, but that's not too big of a deal. I'm just going to put them up here in the front corners, and that also will give me something nice to make a little standoff for these, since there's a gap here, and everybody who comes up to the car, they like push down on the fender right here and lean on it, and I'm like, dude, could you not bend my fender, please? So hopefully that'll help with that as well. I'm gonna go ahead, set the hood on here, and I think I have a good idea how to mark this out to cut it, but let's see if that's actually going to work. All right, that's probably better. There really is no good way to do this, at least not that I can think of. So I think the best way to do this is just try to line it up as best I can, and then I'm gonna go from underneath here. I'm gonna stick my arm up underneath with a Sharpie and try to keep it as straight as possible so I can see it from the backside, and then cut it out. It's obviously gonna have to be a little big anyways. Hopefully I don't cut too much, but either way I can clean it up. I think once I actually make the car super nice, it will get some type of cowl or something on it to hide the notch in it, so that makes it look nice. But for now, to put the hood on it, we're gonna cut it. So that's my plan. We'll see if it works. The camera hardly picks it up, but you can kind of see the marks that are on there. It definitely is a little big, so I'm gonna cut it on the inside of the lines, and for now, I don't really know how much this is actually hitting. It doesn't seem to be hitting too bad, so I'm actually just gonna basically cut like a square out of this first and see if that gives us most of our room to come down. But before I can cut it out, I need to flip it over really quick, put some blue tape on the back side of this, hopefully possibly stop burning the paint, stop it from burning the paint as bad as it's going to. It's not gonna look super pretty, so more than likely what I'm gonna do is cut it a little bit big and then make a nice little trim plate for it that's like black with like that's riveted to the hood. So that'll be the best way to do this and make it clean. Let's see what happens. Dang, check it out. The hood is actually on there and the hood latch is latched. I'm really surprised that I did not have to cut a whole bunch out for this right here. I guess I say that, but I haven't looked underneath there to see if it's just hitting on the charge pipe this whole time. Because I don't want it to do that, because I don't want it to just be sitting there rubbing on it and scratching it. So I need to double check that. But what do you guys think? It came out all right. I definitely cut maybe just a little bit too much, but that is all right. I need to clean it up back here a little bit. The cool thing is more than likely what I'm thinking is like those old school cars, I don't know what they are, but they have like those little bubbles in the hood for like a carb cleaner, whatever, like the little air cleaner on it, you know, like just that little bubble. I think that's what I might get. Just like, I think they're on like Mopars and stuff. They just have like this little bubble on there instead of like a cowl hood, because it really did not need too much to come off. So I'm gonna pull this back off, clean this up, and then it'll help me line up this in the outer panels. I'm not too sure exactly what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna brainstorm it a little bit and see if I can figure something out. So it is the next day. I didn't really do much last night besides what I showed you. I got the hood on there right now. I actually did earlier this morning. I kind of figured out how I wanted to do the front nose piece. It's not great. I don't really know if there was a better way to do it or not, but I'll have to fix it and clean it up before the car actually gets painted, but it doesn't look too bad. It was a little bit of a finesse in trying to get these gaps to behave nicely, especially with like inside the car, because like the gap isn't the same. I don't know, you can't like make this one the same as that one and like have everything else line up decent, but it looks pretty good on there. Let me just flip it over. I already cut this all up and got it all figured out, like how I'm gonna mount it in the car. But basically all I did was take some 1/8 inch like a solid round stock, cut like a little 3/8 piece, and then just tack these in there. So they seem pretty solid. I have it bolting up front in the nose right here, and then also over here on the side on both sides. So I'm probably gonna have to build a little like standoff thing or like little support for the middle of it off the intercooler, but we'll worry about that later. Right now what I need to do is I took some measurements for the little standoffs. I'm going to weld on this part of my tube front, so that way I can actually thread the hood pins into it, and so I can install the hood pins. So sorry for the jump in video here, but I did work late last night and I got the hood pins all on there. I wish I could try to tighten these better, or had like a better way to try to tighten these. They just spin. They feel pretty tight, but I don't know. It's like not an even surface, so there's like a little bit of gap, but it don't matter. It's super dirty, as you can see. This hood has not been on for 4 years, so it's just been lugged around from shop to shop, place to place, and it's gotten scratched a whole bunch. So I'm gonna take it outside here in just a second and just wash off the hood and clean it. I just talked to Derek last night, and I'm gonna have him remote tune the car possibly this next week. Before I can do that, I need to get the anti-roll bar set up. The new one I got, I'll make a video on it, don't worry. And I also need to pull the headers off and redeck the flanges. So if you guys remember from some of my earlier videos, I kept saying it sounded like it's got a tick or like a lifter noise. Pretty positive now that I can see. I started the car up when it was cold, and as it was sweating, I could see it leaking. And I need to hear in just a little bit. I'm gonna go to lunch with it right now and go drive it, make sure the hood's not gonna fly off, hopefully not. And then when I come back, I need to send Derek some logs of getting it up on the trans brake and stuff before we go to the dyno, and see if I can send him some logs from the track, because then it'll hopefully make it a little bit better when we go to the dyno. I don't want to say too much yet, but I guess I'll tell you guys, I'm trying to rent out Pueblo. I already got enough people. I just need to see what the guy who rents it out for, if he can get it for this next weekend or possibly on the 18th, which that's a really far ways away. And I mean, to think we could be racing December 18th in Colorado seems pretty far-fetched. So after taking the car to lunch and cruising it around, making sure it's all good to go, and that is going to maintain temp, it stayed right about 205. I'd say it's pretty good. I'm sure it's going to run hotter in the summertime. I need to get a better fan for the secondary radiator up here. But anyways, to end off this video, I'm going to pull the headers off, or the manifolds off, and redeck them. Got the manifolds off. As you can see, this is the driver's side. It's leaking quite a bit up here. Like, this is pretty bad. And then it was also leaking down here on this one, and a little bit on this one as well. I was looking at these gaskets, and I mean, like, this doesn't even look like it was put enough pressure on it. Same with this right here. You can see where they're leaking. So I don't know if maybe this gasket's just bad. And then I also need to, while we got the manifolds out, I'm gonna go ahead and put some new plugs in it. Derek wanted me to put new plugs in it before to go to the dyno, which obviously it's a good thing. Always start with a fresh set of plugs. We'll probably be swapping them out on the dyno, but we'll get to that later. So go ahead. I'm gonna deck these really quick and then also pull the plugs out. Flanges are decked. This one definitely was pretty warped. Not warped, but like these edges right here definitely didn't have enough pulled off of them. So hopefully that will fix the issue. I got some new gaskets coming, like I said. Once I get those on, I will throw the manifolds back on it. But for now, I did get the plugs done. Next, we need to change the oil. Drain her real quick. Fill her up with some VR1. And then, of course, we replace the filter. I just did not show it. So, all right, so now that we got that done, I need to jack it up and drain all the fuel out of it. I just filled it up too, which kind of sucks. But Derek sent me a big checklist, and on that checklist was the plugs, of course, and then now I need to clean both fuel filters in this thing because we obviously don't want to have any issues. It's probably a good thing too because I have never cleaned them after we put the car together, so it'll be a good thing. Hopefully there's not too dirty and not much in there. We're gonna pull these fuel filters out really quick and then end the video off there. Watching fuel drain is about as fun as watching paint dry. Not too sure how well the camera's picking this up, but do you guys see all this nasty, like gummed up nasty gunk that's on here? So this is the 100 micron. This is the pre-pump, so that way nothing gets through and damages the pump. But man, this stuff is nasty. Both filters look pretty gross, honestly, and these were new when I did this fuel system, so I had these all cleaned out before I started driving it, and that's how gummed up and nasty they look. Got them all cleaned up and blew a whole bunch of air through them, try to get the most of the gunk and stuff out of it as I could. This filter is definitely not the greatest. This is a really nice one. It even has like a magnet on this backside right here. But I need to get a replacement for this guy. It'll be alright for now, but maybe later this winter time I will go ahead and get like a nice one just like this one, but in a 10 micron. So we'll go ahead and get them reinstalled here. Alright guys, so that is going to do it for this video. We got the front nose piece on the car, and we also got the hood on the car. We also did a bunch of maintenance stuff for the pre-dyno checklist that Derek wanted us to do. So that'll be happening tomorrow. Yeah, I hope you guys are excited. I have been... I know it's been about almost 3 weeks, or two and a half, 3 weeks since I uploaded the track video. I'm trying, you guys. It's just, it's super expensive. Like in the past week, I've spent a ridiculous amount of money. Like yesterday, I just ordered my fire suit, gloves, shoes, and helmet, and it was a lot of money, plus that roll bar, and a couple of other little things. So I'm trying, you guys. It's just a lot of money, and I am super busy, and I just don't have that much time. But I'm still going to try for you guys whenever I can. So I appreciate you guys following along, and hope you guys are excited for what's to come. I guess we'll just leave it at that. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, see ya.